Over 2 days, we were given access all areas to the hospital in Craigavon, County Armagh.
You're doing really well, okay?
When it comes to COVID-19 locally, this is ground zero. We saw the highs and the lows.
For 6 weeks! Today it was this problem.
The family of professionals and patients.
This is my Auntie Gail.
Standing, surviving, and saying goodbye together.
Well, they saved my life, without a doubt, they did. Earth angels, that's the only way I can describe these people. Earth's angels.
Craigavon Area Hospital is part of Northern Ireland's Southern Health and Social Care Trust. It's a designated COVID-19 response centre with over 4,000 members of staff. People who, in a matter of weeks, completely changed how they work and where they work. Our first stop, the COVID Intensive Care Unit. It's hard to think of two words that more accurately describe something. Intensive care. There were 5 patients being treated here on the day we visited. 5 lives hanging in the balance. This was down from a peak of double that number of people not long ago.
Was it all as bad as you were expecting? Or?
I think it was, the patients were certainly they were sicker. And we weren't expecting them to be so sick, but the amount of patients was different. It wasn't as bad as what we imagined.
The projected death toll from the virus in Northern Ireland has been revised down to 1,500. Earlier modelling suggested a worst-case scenario of 15,000 deaths. The hospital here has an impressive record when it comes to recoveries inside ICU, and although distressing to watch, we were about to experience exactly what recovery looks like. Extubation, the moment a ventilator tube is taken out so a patient can breathe independently again.
This gentleman's been in intensive care now for 2 weeks. He's been in an induced coma because of respiratory failure from COVID. He experienced multi-organ failure but has improved quite significantly, and we've just woken him up this morning.
If it works, the next thing you'll hear from the patient is the first time he's been able to breathe independently in a fortnight.
Good man, good man.
The sound of survival.
Okay, just breathe normally. Very good, very good. You're doing really well.
The nurses and doctors here have become a stand-in family for those who can't be with their loved ones because of the risk of infection, particularly at the end. 23 patients have been through ICU here, 5 have died.
This is my Auntie Gail.
And this is my niece Katie.
And we both work in the intensive care unit.
If you are one of the families who has lost someone to COVID here, some comfort knowing that nurses like Gail and Katie were holding your loved one's hand.
I think the hardest bit for all of us is that the families wouldn't be in with us, because that's what we're about. We're about having the families here, and our patients aren't numbers to us. We care about them, we love them, we're with them, we go through their journey.
We'll just make sure that we're both okay and we're getting through it together.
And our eyes just speak to, don't we?
We just know if we're okay and we're not okay.
If we're not okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shall we have a look at the gentleman who's going to be coming down to see us?
He's come in, is COVID positive.
Every afternoon, consultants meet to assess who should be coming into ICU and who should be leaving. Both sets of patients come from wards like 2 North.
Okay, so this is an amber zone.
A 34-bed high-dependency COVID ward. Outside, it's amber. Inside, it's red again, so full PPE.
Okay, so this is 2 North proper, a bit cooler. You'll appreciate that.
Deborah in Bay 1 is getting better. Recently left ICU. Recounts the early days and being put on a ventilator.
The 2 nurses that were there could absolutely see the terror on my, because I was absolutely terrified.
Were you?
Absolutely. Obviously, I didn't know what was going to happen to me. But I can safely say, without a shadow of a doubt, I would be dead without these people. These people were absolutely amazing.
But Bay 1 tells the full COVID story.
These two ladies in particular, one I personally knew, you know, outside of here.
For example, the two women who recently passed away here. And this being Northern Ireland, people know each other. Ask the nurse who runs the ward.
And this other lady was local as well. They were both extraordinary ladies. They were really lovely and they had a profound effect on the staff because they were in for quite a long time. We went through all the different phases with them, but no one on this ward passes alone. No one. It's always one or two members of staff always sit with them. For Deborah, she was here for a few of those cases. There were ladies just like herself that she was very, very good to. Give them support as much as she gave us support during that sad time.
From having spent time conversing with them, you know, whenever they were able to, I was able to build up a little bit of a relationship. Even if it was just a wave or, you know, or a little nod or, you know, just a little acknowledgement. The two ladies in question would be pleased that I am in the position that I am now, and would be actually willing me, in my opinion, just to keep getting stronger and to get better.
Throughout our 2 days at Craigavon Area Hospital, people talked a lot about the hospital family, patients, staff, the wider community. And yesterday, to underscore the point, Deborah Davis left Bay 1 and the high dependency ward.
Thank you so much, everybody.
You're welcome.
The nurses, who helped bring her back from the brink, escorted her out, sent her home.
Tea and biscuits anyway. Thank you very much.
Thank you, darling.
As one nurse put it, in this place, no one survives, no one dies on their own.